at 6 o'clock. We'll go and get started. So if you could please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome everyone to the Union Township Board of Trustees meeting. Thanks for joining us. Before we get started, if you could, when it comes time to our public comments section of the agenda, we have a comment card back there. If you could fill one out, and then we'll come by and grab it or bring it up here. And if you want to talk during public participation, that's no problem. Mr. Campbell, let the record reflect all three trustees are present. Is there any correspondence tonight?
Yes, sir, there is. First one is from Karen Spradlin. Said, "Dear Union Township trustees and Mr. Campbell, my cohorts and I sincerely thank you for reorganizing Pet Partnership for our therapy contributions to our community. We have provided support in courtrooms, the juvenile detention center, assisted living facilities, and also to UC Claremont for less stress days before exams. We provided stress-free days to clients in hospitals and schools, Procter & Gamble, Kroger's, and other companies that providing our animals to a stress-less day for their employees. Our veterans in the suicide prevention wards welcome us. Kids read to our animals and increase literacy. Physical therapy professionals use our animals for patients, improving mobility. So thank you for what you have done by honoring us with a beautiful proclamation. Best wishes, Karen Spradlin." Have another correspondence. This is from Donna Lake, registered nurse, 5407 Mount Crest Drive, Norwood, Ohio. "Dear Mr. Wright, my name is Donna Lake, and I was the lead instructor for the National Child Passenger Safety Technician Certification Program that was held at Station 53 on April 14th through the 17th. I wanted to let you and other county elected officials and the fire chief know how well received we were. This is an intense 3-day class with a car seat check-up event on the 4th day. When we arrived on Tuesday morning, Lieutenant Delzotti greeted us and assisted with setting up tables, internet access, and the whiteboard. Throughout the entire 4-day period, without fail, every firefighter was willing to help in any way and treated all the participants with respect. Today, at our car seat checkup event, one firefighter took a 5-year-old under his wing and showed him the fire trucks, answered all his questions, and had the child smiling from ear to ear. Unfortunately, I did not get his name, but he was just amazing. As a former government department head, I always heard when something went wrong. I truly enjoyed hearing something positive about one of my staff. So I wanted to let you and the others know about our very positive experience at Station 53 during our class time. These men are a tribute to your organization. Sincerely, Donna M. Lake." Last correspondence is a liquor permit. It's a transfer of ownership from Ram VJ LLC, Clough Pike Shell Gas, 4261 Mount Carmel, Nebraska Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45245, and that is transferring to MUKHMAHANT Mahant LLC, Clough Pike Shell Gas, 4261 Mount Carmel, Nebraska Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45245. Mr. Wright has assured me that the zoning is correct, and we have no objections from the police department. That concludes the correspondence.
Mr. Campbell, appreciate that, and obviously always appreciate the positive feedback. It's great. Next up is our proclamations and special presentation. Ms. Sergeant Danielle Smith, come on up, please. How are you, Danielle?
Good, and you?
Good to see you. Good to see you. And Chief, I will throw it over to you real quick. Go ahead, sir.
Well, we're proud to have Danielle here tonight to celebrate 20 years with the police department. And Sergeant Smith has wore a lot of hats for us over the years. She was on our bike unit for quite a while and served on our directed patrol unit and served on our drug unit, plainclothes narcotics officer. And more importantly, and more critical to our mission, she served as one of our traffic investigators. And Danielle is a big reason why we've been able over the years to investigate our own traffic fatalities, which is something that only the State Highway Patrol in the county does, the only police department that does that other than us. And more importantly than that, she serves as a negotiator on the SRT team. And, Danielle's personality is a perfect fit for that job. She's good at talking to people, handling people, and she's come through some critical incidents over the years for us and served the township exemplary. So I just want to tell her tonight how much I appreciate her.
Thanks, Chief.
Well said, Chief. Vice Chairman?
A lot of good stuff there. I always like to ask, what comes to mind over the past 20 years? Anything, any stories to tell?
I got tons of stories, some not appropriate, some appropriate, but no, just how this township's grown. Starting this job as one thing, and then 20 years later, it's developed into a whole other realm of the township. A lot of changes for the good. I'm very proud to work for one of the best police departments in the tri-state.
How big was the police department when you started 20 years ago?
Pretty close in manpower to what we are now, maybe one or two different. It's just the different types of, businesses that are here. The subdivisions have grown, the roads have grown, so population's obviously grown. So you're dealing with different types of things than we were dealing with 20 years ago, so a lot of change.
All right. Well, thank you for your 20 years of service, and we wish you many more with Union Township. That's all, Chairman.
Mr. Lou?
And thank you for the introduction. Yeah, you definitely have such visibility on this township over your phenomenal career here of 20 years, and it's always a delight to see you out in the community at the different community events, or if it's at church, serving in those capacities where you do, and so it's something I always recognize. My family does, and I know that families, members of the community throughout recognize and feel the professionalism and warmth that you bring to, from all of the first responders in this room. I mean, you guys are truly the extension of anything that the public interacts with when it comes to local jurisdiction, local government. You're really the first line of defense on so many different things. So really appreciate you always, being, I think, a great ambassador in the community in that sense. So thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Daniel, you got your family here?
I do.
Who's that?
It's mom, aunt, daughter, and husband.
Good, good, good. Happy Mother's Day, Mama. Danielle, I've known you since when I first became a trustee, and you're a fantastic police officer, great leader, great mentor to the younger officers. It's truly our honor to have you on the force. So 20 years is a long time, and I appreciate you serving it all here with us. You're a fantastic asset, so appreciate you very much. So,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No, I just
Okay.
appreciate the opportunity to hit the 20-year mark.
Okay, good, good, good. Well, Sergeant Smith, I got this award for you. We'll come down and take a picture, okay? Thank you. Yeah, congratulations. Okay, and next item on our agenda is our Union Township Safety Service presentation, and Mr. Wright, are you handling that one?
Yes, sir, I'm happy to do that.
Let me throw it over to you, go ahead.
Pull up the presentation here. Thank you, Lisa. Wanted to give the board an update regarding the state of safety services in Union Township, kind of who we are. Union Township Fire Department, 6 fire stations, 61 fire and EMS, qualified employees, 8,900 calls for service in 2025. Police Department, 53 sworn officers, 13 communication employees. We run our own 911 communications center, and they field about 59, almost 60,000 calls for service last year alone. And I would add, both agencies are nationally and/or internationally accredited through either CALIA or CFAI, which that's the fire side. So again, first-class organization, very proud to get to work alongside these men and women every day here in our township. Kind of what do we do? What do we do? We do a fire emergency medical response. We have fire suppression and rescue operations, law enforcement, crime prevention, traffic safety, specialized outreach, and some of the challenges that we have currently with safety services, and it's the same challenges that everybody else faces in their day-to-day lives. Rising fuel costs, operational costs, equipment costs, escalating vehicle and equipment expenses, supply chain delays, increased healthcare premiums. We have recruiting challenges that become more and more difficult to solve with some demographic changes that have happened. We have a growing and quite frankly mandatory investment in cybersecurity and technology that has been much different than maybe it was 10 to 15 years ago. We do have consistent and sustained emergency call volumes and aging facilities and physical plant. So with that, looking at kind of the increased, the cost, obviously there's two components to what we do. There's wages, salaries and wages and benefits, which is usually about 85% of every public service agency spend, and here in the township it's no different. But really where we're seeing the impact is on the operations and equipment and all of the other things that we need to do our jobs here. Police cruisers, fire equipment, and this is just some helpful graphics that I tried that we tried to put together to kind of show people. National averages for healthcare costs have gone up almost $5,000 in 6 years. Ours is right, our benchmark, we're right around 22,000 for 2026. Load cots have almost doubled. The power load cots that everybody uses to get people in and out of the ambulances, those save on Bureau of Workers' Compensation claims because, people hurt their backs, their arms and things when they use the load cots. Those have almost doubled in cost. You can look at the prices for tasers. Now, again, these are multi-year contracts. You can see the 2019 to 23 contract for the tasers was about $80,000. The 24 to 28 contract was about $216,000. So again, prices are, and these are things that we need to do our jobs every day. And then you also see here that, the body cameras, which again, great level of transparency, benefits our officers, benefits the public, documents what we do. Those aren't cheap. For the contract for the upcoming service year 26 to 2030 will be a total of more than $500,000 to provide that level of transparency to the community. Moving forward, cost of a cruiser has increased in 6 years almost 90%. Cruisers themselves are about $14,000 more expensive, and these are not big fancy cruisers. These are Ford Explorers. What you see on them, people think they're special paint packages or whatever. They come in whatever color you order them in, and they put stickers on them. That's literally, that's what it is. So those graphics packages are nominal in that. Ambulances in 22 are about 155,000. They're now 235,000. Gas prices right now, just for the board's, edification here, our gas budget is through the roof. And as is everybody else's. And our trucks run on diesel. Our ambulances, thankfully, run on gasoline now, Chief. I think they're all a gas fleet. So we are achieving some savings on that compared to paying $7 a gallon or $6.50 a gallon for diesel. We're paying $4 something a gallon for gasoline. Police cruisers always use gas. So we have that. And this doesn't even really discuss apparatus. Let's talk about fire apparatus. So, can remember when you could buy a brand new or a gently used fire truck basically for around $400,000 in my career. That same truck's $800,000 right now. Ladder truck before I left the city of Loveland We ordered a Quint, that was 1.2, 1.3 million. That same truck's probably 2.5 million today. And it takes 3 years to get it. That's kind of where we are. So, you know, safety services feel the same pinch that every one of us do in our day-to-day lives. Go ahead, next slide. Kind of an idea of our fire department financial overview. So you can see here the red eclipses the blue because what we've done is identify these are fire voted millage levies only. So again, part of the operational model here at the township has been to supplement the existing voted outside millage levies, which are reduced over time, to generate the same amount that they generate at the time that they're adopted. You see the expenditures eclipse that. The biggest challenge on 2025, and I have a note here, that was to replace a almost 30-year-old Quint. And as part of that was a significant departure from the deficit. You can see we dropped the deficit spending in '24, really restricted costs, went to right-sizing our fleets, keeping fewer reserve ambulances, because when you keep fewer reserve ambulances, you have to keep fewer duplicate pharmaceutical packages and all those things. So we've really been working on trimming costs. Unfortunately, in 2025, you know, we had an opportunity to replace a 30-year-old Quint that was essentially an 80,000-pound boat anchor, and now we have a brand-new state-of-the-art short wheelbase Quint in Station 51 that provides expanded service coverage to the heart of Union Township. For the police department, you can see the revenues and deficit, the expenditures versus the voted millage levies that come in here. You can see that has held fairly constant in 23 and 24. You see in 25, the police department did a really nice job trimming about $400,000 out of the budget, and their cost recovery and reduction efforts continue. Some of the things we've done, SROs are now paid for with some through the schools and through the other entities that have them. We've done things to right-size our fleet again. We've looked at reducing the number of unmarked vehicles, just a lot of different things. Shift changes to reduce overtime, going from a 10 to a 12, establishing a detail rate, a lot of things to try to keep things manageable. If you go, and then you can kind of see here, this is kind of what we're running. We got about a $2.3 million hole in the fire department on voted millage and a $2.8 million hole for the police department. Those are true costs. And again, I would say for those two departments, they're as good as anybody in the region, and I would put them up against anybody in the region. And I think we're the best at it. That said, we do have a significant financial challenge that we have used other funds to offset this. And going right into that, you can see this is, everybody asks about joint economic development districts and TIFs. Well, where does that funding go? So you can see about 38% of the funding goes to the school districts right now, straight away, from every TIF that Union Township has. And most recently, some of the newer stuff that's coming out of the ground, particularly at Glen Estee High School, the first $2 million that are generated in TIF revenue go entirely toward the new high school at the corner of Bach Buxton and Clough Pike. So the township will realize no revenue from that until after the first $2 million. Again, wonderful facility, great transformational for our community, but, you know, no revenue. That we do have a JED with that. We were grateful to partner with them. You can see the JED. About 64% of that goes straight into police equipment and salaries to offset, you know, the voted millage shortfall there. You can see a significant portion goes back through a developer agreement. About 2% of the JED monies go into the service department, and about $250,000, this is 2025 numbers, go into supporting operating expenses. Those are utilities, landscaping, maintenance, all the things that go into those JED districts. As you see with the TIF, about 14% of the total TIF is taken up by safety service, equipment, salaries, and again, less than 10% in 25 were utilized for either road maintenance or park improvements. Notably, very small number, 2% developer agreements. Those pay for infrastructure improvements related to the development, very small amount. And under 1.5%, you have some small grant programs, service department equipment, operating expenses, participation in the TID, in that. So you can see that, you know, by and large, between school district payments, you know, existing debt obligations, which is predominantly the debt that the board refinanced to accelerate, or was it to accelerate or to reduce the annual note charges a few years ago. That's the bulk of that debt, and you can see that a significant chunk of that goes into safety services. So there's only so much of the pie, to borrow Mr. Campbell's expression. There's only so much of the pie, and right now it's being allocated nearly completely. So, next slide. So what have we done? What have we done? And most importantly, we have been subsidizing the voted millage to prevent having to come back for additional millage with TIF and JED funds. As you can see, at some point you eclipse your ability to generate the revenue, especially with the cost increases that we've seen on the equipment and operations side. But we are taking significant steps to trim costs. And one of the things that, every employee here, I am grateful for, being willing to take on more of their healthcare costs in that, and doing so, that will net the township significant savings in that. These department heads are probably sick of getting grant applications forwarded to them. We apply for every grant we can to maximize return of federal, state, and other dollars back to the township. We've been repurposing vehicles. For example, we've been taking the best of the best police cruisers and repurposing them for staff vehicles for the fire department because the usage is different and less intensive. We have been structuring lease purchase agreements on our apparatus at a very competitive rate in order to spread our cash flow and to stretch our budget more efficiently. We are doing all of our maintenance in-house. We have implemented fees for non-township related details. We have gone to reducing overtime costs. We are balance billing non-residents for EMS calls. We are charging false alarm drop charges for police and fire. We are doing everything we can to be the most efficient user of resources and to be the most efficient steward of taxpayer dollars here in the township. So what does this mean? So really, there's a couple options. We can continue to do nothing. And if we continue to do nothing and allow our TIF revenue to grow on an incremental basis or whatever, it is most likely that we are going to eclipse our ability to subsidize the voted millage in either the police or the fire or both through the TIF and through the JED, because the growth in those is incremental, and the growth in the expenditures, particularly what we're seeing on the fire side and the apparatus side and the healthcare side and all of these uncontrollables, is exponential. So we've got a growth curve doing this and then a revenue curve tracking this way. So we can do nothing. And at some point, if we do nothing, that will reduce the other services that we provide up to the point where we can't make our debt. And when we get to that point, and again, some of that debt falls off, again, that's sort of a thing that happens over time. As that happens, we will have to reduce services to keep revenues in line with expenditures. Other options are, we look at the safety services levy. The last safety services levy was run in 2020. At the time that it was run, I remember the discussion, and I think Chief Reese was there at the same time. Mr. Campbell was here at that time, and we had talked about the need to come back and get maintenance levies every so often. That has not occurred because we've been fortunate enough to be able to stave that off with the board's judicious use of the TIF and JED revenues in that. Unfortunately, I believe, we're not in an emergency right now, but if we do not do something now, we will be in an emergency. And I believe it's incumbent upon me to advise you of that in that regard. So that's where we are. I think these guys, I don't think there's any department out there that does more with less than either the Union Township Police Department or the Union Township Fire Department. They are constantly looking for ways to provide 100% top-notch service to our residents, our businesses, our stakeholders at a reduced cost. And, for that, I'm very appreciative of their effort and their sacrifice in that regard. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Vice Chairman, do you have any questions? for
I
Mr.
do.
Wright?
Mr. Wright, go back to page 4. So my question's on the the third circle there, the 173% increase in the police tasers, one 4-year period to the next 4-year period. Why is that?
I think some of it has to do with technology, and I think it has to do with the fact that once they have you, you know, they have you. And I think, Chief, wasn't there a technology upgrade from the taser? It was I forget the model.
So since our last 5-year contract that we signed with Taser, the Taser has changed 2 generations. We went from an X2 to an X7 to an X10. Obviously, the technology gets more expensive. Taser is now, instead of making you pay for your practice cartridges, those are the cartridges that shoot the darts, and your real cartridges and your batteries, we always pay for those separately, and sometimes hundreds of training cartridges because we've got so many personnel. Now they include that in the cost of the Taser. We've also got docks now, so the batteries are being recharged on the docks, and we have to have docking stations at the PE. So all this increase in technology, this increase in product, that's where the increase in the cost comes from. And, you know, Tasers, Axon's cornered the market on Taser. I do not know any other police departments, and I just came from the state chiefs convention. I don't know any departments in the state of Ohio. I don't even know that there's another product out there available other than the Axon Taser. And I don't know of any police departments that are using anything other than that. So, you know, as far as looking for a Taser that's more economical or more value to it, I'm not seeing it out there, and we've looked.
It's very similar with body-worn cameras, sir. Axon is kind of the leader in the body-worn camera arena, from turnkey, you know, the archival of that, to be able to redact that, utilize it, store it, and that they have these programs. I mean, they recognize that you're going to basically pay as you go over the length of a 4 or 5 year term, instead of, you know, hey, we want our $500,000 up front. That's not how that works. But you kind of get embedded for a 4-year term with that equipment or that. Very similar, Stryker's going to that model, as the board saw. You know, we were looking at having to replace cardiac monitors in our ambulance units at, what was it, about 70 grand, 80 grand a pop, something like that?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, when you replace one, you can't just go out. It's not like you just put a new alternator in one car, because it's all about cross-compatibility across every unit that we have. So Stryker recognizes that too, and they have a program where they're doing this. A lot more of these agencies have realized that they can go to this fee for subscription type purchase, because a lot of this equipment is just so expensive. It's just expensive.
Okay, one more question. On page 5, it's a 265% increase in the cost to outfit a police
We
cruiser.
actually had a typo on that. It's 88%, so I didn't mean to take your breath away on that one. That was a prior, it's 88% here, up here. It went from 14,400 to 27,000.
So I got the old copy.
You have the old copy, we had a typo. So it's still bad, not quite as bad.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Mr. Logan, any questions?
One quick thing to clarify, if I heard this correctly, on the Taser X2 upgrade, or in line with current technology X10, that price figure at 79,000, that's really just was the unit cost, not the cartridges and expendables that we utilize. So those two numbers might actually be a little tighter together than 173% growth, potentially.
It's everything now. You're paying, it's one stop.
But the 79,000 was
There's-
not everything.
There's other
right?
supply, yeah, there's
Yeah.
other supplies that are not compartmentalized in that for a broad brush. I mean, we could certainly get that.
No, I just want to track the number. That's the way I'm interpreting it. Maybe I'm wrong, but, yeah, I mean, Corey, you're really addressing it's a kind of a structure that's, be more coming, as a capability as a service. And that's really kind of, you want to be able to have the capability for security, for safety, for what it is that may be going on. So anyway, I think elephant in the room, so what do you want to tell me as far as funding moving forward, and is this laying the ground of an ask to the board?
Yeah, I mean, I think I need some direction from the board. I mean, I can continue to do, you know, we're approaching August filing deadline for the general election. If we decide that we do want to put out a safety services levy, I'll need some direction from the board. I might look to see if the board is interested in some work sessions to discuss potential millage scenarios. We know that a mill in Union Township generates around $1.5 million per year. That's from the county auditor's office. So, you know, anything helps. And I think it would behoove us to have a work session to go through some spreadsheets and look at some different, you know, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 home scenarios, because there aren't a lot of $100,000 houses anymore. And to kind of get some direction from the board on if that's something that the board wants to move forward with, because there are two pieces of legislation that you have to pass. You have to pass a resolution of necessity, and you have to pass a resolution to proceed. And those have to happen timely, and those have to be filed, and we need to make sure we get the right ballot language and everything else down at the Board of Elections. Not that we're not going to lose staff next year if we were to delay to a May primary, but I think we need to go now. Because if the further we're literally digging the hole while we're standing in it. That's what's happening. We're digging the hole while we're standing in it. And we continue to get, you know, like this. And at some point, we will eclipse our ability to cover that with the TIF and the JED.
Yeah, and the TIF and the JED's been the mechanism to subsidize the budget, which is really not even providing the residents the opportunity to voice what level of service or how they want to fund their local government.
The residents ultimately get the chance to define the level of service they find acceptable.
With TIFs and JEDs, it's not something that goes before the people per se, and so that's where the people don't necessarily have the opportunity to voice that. Okay, I just wanted to track where your and the department heads' minds were. I definitely have some items to say for later that would be in line of consideration of how, yes, there's cost growth with things like technologies you're describing at the same rate. There's efficiencies and automations that can occur that can also reduce costs. But I hand the floor to you.
Could the ballpark, what's the ETA of when the Glen Estee site will pay up to that $2 million so the township can start receiving some of that? Just a ballpark.
So the $2 million, so you've got, what people don't understand is when they see projects come along, when TIF revenues come in, they look at the value as of 1/1 of the lien year, and you have to remember, property taxes are always paid a year in arrears. So this year, people are paying property taxes from 2025. So you accrue your so the best way to think about it is, you accrue your property taxes from 1/1 of the lien year to 12/31, all through the year, and then they come due the following year. So we're in 2025 tax year, due in 26. So what they do is they look at the valuation as of 1/1 over there, and they look to see whether there's any value collected. Our understanding is, and I've been working very closely with Mr. Campbell and Mr. Romano at the school district, because it's West Claremont, that we should start to see significant revenue tranches come this year from some of the development that's fully online that came on with a full occupancy certificate, with an occupancy certificate in 25. Again, they'll typically do a 10%, this is anecdotal, they'll do a 10% value capture, 40% value capture, and 100%. It really takes 3 years from when a project starts, and that's 3 tax years to get the full value. That's sometimes, unless it's a project that's built in 1 year, you know, a smaller project or whatever, it might come on in 18 months.
To break it down easy for any folks that live here in the township, or especially our employees, If I pay $100 in property taxes, can you divvy up the percentage ballpark for me? How much the schools get, how much the county get, how much the township get?
Sure. So on a standard property tax bill in West Claremont, Union Township, between them and the Joint Vocational School District, they get about 55 to 60%. And I did this a while ago. I sent this a very nice email exchange for a lady. About 55% of the total tax bill for an average home in West Claremont, Union Township, let's just say right around the corner, would go to West Claremont with some going to Joint Vocational. And then so that's 55% of 100%. So the other 45%, about 25%. So you got 55, 25, so what am I at, 80% now? That goes to the county. And then, so we do all of the rest with the remaining 20%. And of that 20 to 25%, 85 cents of every dollar we collect is spent on police and fire. So that leaves us 15%, 15 cents on the dollar to do everything else that we do. Push snow, plow roads and push snow, repave roads, have parks, have amenities, have zoning and code enforcement, have all these other things. So it's 85 cents of every dollar that we collect goes into police and fire.
Okay. Last two questions is, do we probably want to go ahead and put on the agenda for June and July to have a working session? Because if August is the deadline to make a decision, we need to probably go and have that.
I would recommend that we look to have a work session later this month
Okay.
with the potential for a resolution of necessity in June. That would be my recommendation, and then the board will have the resolution of necessity.
All right.
And then in July, unless you would like to have a second work session in June to discuss it, and then have a resolution to proceed in July. I went back and looked at 2020, and we did.
Do we need to add that to the agenda for a working session? Or can we just?
You could make a motion to establish a working session during new business or old
Okay,
business,
all
whatever.
Good, okay, all right, I'm good. Any more questions for Mr. Wright?
Actually, you pulled a great thread with the auditor valuation. The 6-year reevaluation is ongoing now, I believe, right? So commercial properties that were last evaluated in 2020, it's my understanding that with the 2026, the 6-year revaluation, there maybe that's part of the significant increase that you're talking about with Dan Romano is tracking, but just want to put on your radar for tracking that, what we anticipate the growth to be. I've heard in other counties, 30% type of value from commercial properties that have not had that 6-year revaluation, because it's kind of real estate's kind of a long-term growth. It doesn't, like you said, you're paying taxes that are on the rears, but a year in the rear, but it's, these revaluations are the triennial and the 6-year.
So with commercial revaluations, I think anything, there was actually, if you look at the bulk of them, there were no increases during the last triennial, the last one, which, so really when we're talking about police and fire, we have inside millage, you have 10 mills, you have the first 10 mills, and then you have the 20 mill floor for the school district. Aside from that, all your voted millage levies never really collect more than what they collected when they're voted in. And so they have this thing called a reduction factor, which means that as property values go up, the amount that you used to pay drops, right? Because there's more people to spread that among. So that certainly will help take some of the pressure off of, the homeowner in that if the commercial valuations go up. We don't know what that is yet.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. Good, okay. All right, personnel actions. All right. First up is our fire department, looking to hire Ethan Honert. Is that right, Honert? Did I say that correct?
Well, this is Hunter.
Hunter, perfect. Yeah, well, welcome, Ethan, and then Chief Clemens, I'll throw it over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Dills. I'd like to introduce and recommend Mr. Ethan Honert for consideration for the position of full-time firefighter paramedic. Mr. Honard is a 2019 of Milan, Indiana High School. He earned his paramedic certification from Ivy Tech in 2024 and recently graduated and received his fire certifications through Scottsburg Fire Department's Fire Academy. He has several years of EMS experience and is excited to continue to learn from our department. Ethan has successfully completed all aspects of the hiring process, including the background, polygraph, and psychological evaluation. Ethan is following in his father Sean's footsteps, who is a lieutenant with the fire department. And I don't think there's a greater compliment to an organization than when a member's child wants to join the same department and the parent allows that to happen. Ethan has shown his dedication and commitment to this department by recently moving closer to the area. I'll recommend a conditional offer of employment to Mr. Honert as a full-time firefighter paramedic at a rate of pay consistent with Step 1 of the CBA effective June 1, 2025 at 7 a.m. pending successful completion of a physical examination.
Fantastic. Thank you, Chief.
2026.
Yeah, 2026. I'll say that, yeah.
Yep, it's 2026.
I
Thank
caught
you.
that too, but when I make a motion, I'll get it right. The Vice Chair, please.
I just want to say thank you for your interest in Union Township, and we're looking forward to having you on board.
Thank you.
Mr. Luke?
Yeah, welcome. Looking forward to having you. Thank you.
Ethan, you got your family here, obviously?
I got mom, dad, and then I think they're there. Yeah, grandma, grandpa here as well.
Yeah. And then for what it's worth, you got all your firefighters back there. They're here for another guy as well, but they are here for you. They always show up in numbers whenever we get a new hire or promotion, so it's fantastic. Your father's a good guy, great guy. Sean's good people, and so you got a good team, good leadership on here. So and I appreciate. Hey, I heard Chief say you moved closer.
Yes.
So I appreciate that very much. Appreciate the investment. So good deal. But anything for the board at all before we vote?
No, not really. I'm just excited to start working here.
Fantastic. Okay, good. Well, yeah, glad to have you here as well. Gentlemen, I entertain a motion for the hire of Ethan Honert for the position of firefighter paramedic, Step 1, in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement, effective date June 1, 2026, 7 a.m., pending successful completion of the medical physical examination.
So moved.
Second.
And any further discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Luke?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Ethan, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Come on up, yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah, welcome aboard. Welcome, Ethan. Absolutely.
Hey, welcome.
Come aboard, Ethan. And then Ethan, stick around just for a minute. We'll get a picture with you before we finish up, okay? Yeah. And next up is a promotion of Gregory Deems. Sir, come on up. How are you? Good. How are you? Well, good. So Chief, I will throw it over to you first, sir. Go ahead.
All right, perfect. I would like to introduce and recommend Lieutenant Greg Deems for consideration for promotion to the rank of captain. Lieutenant Deems is originally from the northern Dayton area, where he obtained his firefighter 1 and 2 from Sinclair Community College, as well as his paramedic and fire safety inspector certifications in 2006. Prior to earning his fire certifications, he spent 4 years serving in the United States Army in the 75th Ranger Regiment, completing missions in Afghanistan in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. He joined Union Township Fire Department in June of '06 and was promoted to lieutenant in 2021. In his role of lieutenant, Greg has stepped up and played a huge role in our fleet maintenance division, helping manage our apparatus, ensuring routine maintenance is being completed, minimizing the out-of-service time for our fleet. He is consistently thinking of more efficient ways to track and streamline our processes in an effort to save time and money. Greg is a great asset to our department, and he will thrive in this new leadership role. I would recommend the promotion of Greg Deems to the rank of captain at a rate of pay consistent with the CBA, effective May 25, 2026 at 7 a.m.
Thanks, Chief. Vice Chair, please.
I really don't have anything. It sounds like you've earned the promotion, and looking forward to seeing you at that new level. And I'm sure Mr. Dills has something to say about your haircut.
Mr. Luke, sir?
Congratulations, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Gregory, welcome. You got your family here? Please put them out.
Yep, wife, kids, parents, in-laws, the whole
It's a big deal. Thanks for all being here supporting. That's fantastic. Did I hear you're an Army Ranger?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. That's awesome. Yeah. So remind me to never make you upset. Great people, well deserving of the promotion. Anything for the board at all before we vote?
No, sir.
Okay, appreciate you being here. Gentlemen, I entertain a motion for the promotion of Gregory Deems to the position of captain effective May 25th, 2026 at 7 a.m. Pay rate consistent with the CBA.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Congratulations, Greg. Great, Greg, same thing, stick around, we got 2 more to go. All right, for our service department, we got Jake Riley. Come on, Jake. Jake, good to see you, and then I'll throw it over to our service director. Matt, go ahead, sir. Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Dills. Tonight, I would like to present Jake Riley for consideration of promotion to police vehicle mechanic position. Mr. Riley has been a service department employee since 2016. During his tenure, Mr. Riley has worked in the parks and the roads for almost 10 years, but has always had a passion for repairing things. He has a bachelor's degree in administration. He has also obtained ASE certifications for certain facets in automotive maintenance. Mr. Riley has also worked as a summer help employee prior to starting full-time for us. He has successfully completed all phases of the promotional process. I respectfully request the board to promote Jake Riley to the position of police vehicle mechanic within the Union Township Service Department at a rate of pay consistent with a collective bargaining agreement. His promotion will be effective May 13th, 2026 at 7 a.m.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. The Vice Chair, please go ahead.
It sounds like you're qualified for the job. I appreciate you having the interest in doing it. You have my full support. That's all, Chairman.
Mr. Logue?
Always great to see you around and continue to see you around more in this capacity. Thank you.
Jake, yeah, appreciate you very much. 10 years with us, and so you started off as summer help and then transferred to full-time?
There was a little gap. but-
Yeah.
In that, but yes.
Well, I appreciate you allowing us to be in-house, and so we don't have to sub the work out, to other dealerships and things like that. So very, very much appreciate you, and you have your family here? Please,
My wife.
please. Oh, good. Yeah, good to see you. Well, Jake, anything for the board before we vote?
Nope.
Okay,
Good.
fantastic. All right, gentlemen, I entertain a motion to promote Jake Riley to the police vehicle mechanic, effective date May 13, 2026, at pay rate consistent with the collective bargaining agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Congratulations, Jake. Congratulations, Jake. All right, last one. I don't know if I should call this guy up. Mr. Flouty, come on up, sir. How are you?
Good, how are you doing tonight?
Good. You could have dressed a little nicer next time.
Next time.
I'm allowed to give him a hard time. He used to work with us a long time ago. Good guy. Mr. Wright, I think I'll allow you to introduce this one, sir.
Sure.
That's all right.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Logue, Mr. Becker, Mr. Dills, I'd like to, it gives me great pleasure to present to you Craig Flouty for the position of Planning and Zoning Director. Mr. Flouty, I've known Mr. Flouty for a very long time. I won't belabor the details, but he started as a co-op green at UC, worked here several terms, tenures, whatever they call them, semesters, something like that. He put up with me for all of that time, kept coming back, learned the organizations. We hired him full-time as a planner, did a great job. Went, got some experience, some supervisory experience at was it Butler County?
Yes, Butler
County. in their planning department there. Ironically, I started my career in a county planning department right out of school for Claremont County, so I can appreciate that. And we are enthusiastically excited. We're very excited about Craig's return. Craig and I work very well together. Craig will do a great job. He knows his township. He cares about this township, and I'm ready for him to jump back in and hit the ground running. And that was a key part of this, is that Craig will be able to jump in and hit the ground running and do that job, the planning and zoning director's job. So,
great.
appreciate your support.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Vice Chairman?
Craig, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
When Mr. Wright first brought up your name some time ago as a possibility to recruit you to come back in, I was all in. If you can land Craig, get him back in here.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
We're very happy to have you back. That's all, Chairman.
Mr. Willoughby?
Yeah, it's excellent to see you back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Ready to hit the ground.
Yep, sounds good.
Craig, I remember when your office was downstairs. I give you a hard time all the time. I remember
Right.
that. It was when Mr. McCormick announced that he was leaving. The first thing I was like, Corey, you're going to go call Craig, right? So he's already on top of it.
Right.
But fantastic, Craig. You got your family here, real quick, please.
Yes,
please,
I
please.
have
Go ahead.
I have my mom and sister, and then I have Scott and his wife Lisa here for me tonight.
Scott's been one of your biggest cheerleaders. He has.
Right.
He has. You know that. We call him the mayor. So the mayor's been a big cheerleader for you. Craig, welcome back. Tough position. Basically, any business that wants to come to Union Township, you are the first line of defense to walk them through, and also you got to gauge the board's temperature of what we do and don't want.
Right.
And so you're no doubt you're a perfect fit for it. Glad to see you back home, sir.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Anything else for the board before we vote?
Nope, you'll just be able to find me a little bit easier here since I'll be on the top
That's
floor
right.
this time around.
That's right. That's right. The gentleman, I'll entertain a motion for the hire of Craig Flaherty to the position of Planning and Zoning Director effective May 18th at an annual salary of $96,000 per year.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Congratulations, Craig.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you. Congratulations. Thanks, Corey. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Right? You're not going anywhere, right? Ask Lisa if we can squeeze her in up there. She's not going anywhere. Yeah, we'll keep her up there. I got another chair. Yeah. It's fine. I think she should be up here anyway. I agree.
All right, as they're leaving, if anybody else, I've got 3 so far. Is there anyone else for public comments tonight? If so, come on up, sir. I'll grab yours. You just want to, they're right in the back if you want to fill one out. Appreciate you very much. All right. Okay, and then actually, I'm reading this one. Mr. Wright, I'll probably throw this one over to you so I don't make any mistakes on this one. But our first one for public comments is Miss Joanne Meyer. Is she here, Joanne Meyer? Did I say her name right? Oh, quick, yeah, come on up, please, please, the podium's yours. But by the way, you know, you've got really pretty handwriting, by the way. Cursive is a dying art, you know? Yeah, I could tell, yeah, I could tell. Yeah, well, Miss Meyer, just state your name and address for the record, and the floor is yours. You got 5 minutes, please. Go ahead.
I'm Joanne Meyer. I live at 4504 Dominic in Batavia. Is that all you needed?
That's all I needed, and the floor is yours, please, whatever's on your mind.
Okay. I didn't realize I would be asking this. I thought you'd just read it and everybody'd talk about it. The questions that I have came up when I was reading, I believe, the spring publication that is put out.
Yeah.
Because it mentioned this thing called the Union Township New Community Authority, which I didn't know anything about. So I'd like to know what that is, and what was the need that created that, and what do they have the authority to do?
It's a great question. And Mr. Wright, please go ahead.
Stop her time. I'm going to stop her time.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So the New Community Authority is a relatively recent development tool, very similar to like a CIC, sort of like a CIC, Port Authority. It allows the township to, and it was, we're one of the few townships, at least until I think they just pushed through some legislation to allow all large home rule townships to do that, because you had to be in a county that's less than 200,000 population, or more than 200, less than 400,000. So we were one of the few townships in the state that had the ability to do that, authorized by the legislature. What can a new community authority do? A new community authority can levy additional taxes. It can levy additional point of sales taxes. It can levy hotel tax. But here's the thing, it can only do it on parcels that affirmatively petition to be in the new community authority. So what does that look like practically? So let's say there's a project. Let's say there's a 10-acre project where there's a hotel and maybe some restaurants and retail and some other things. The developer of that can petition to be in that new community authority and then enter that property into that, and so they could charge like a beverage tax, like an entertainment tax or something, or you could have lodgings tax. And what that does, the new community authority collects those revenues and gets to support infrastructure and, you know, can come back and support the services of the township. So it's just another way for the township to create revenues associated with development to help offset the very services that, you know, we talked about here tonight.
So was it created in, looking forward in anticipating a lot of not residential growth, but commercial growth?
It was created, I think, to be responsive. You know, one of the first things when you get a tool like this is that, you know, I'm always worried that once you have the ability to do it, they could always take it away from you. But once they exist, that you have the tool and it is available. I would never want to see, you know, a sea change in the state legislature, us to just sit by and do nothing. And I think the board had a lot of foresight to go ahead and form the NCA and to use it. We're going to do it on a small trial run basis on this little project on Glen Estee. It's about, you know, 10 acres total. We're going to kind of dip our toe in the water and see how that works. But I think it could be a valuable tool to re-incentivize, you know, if, again, we've read about the mall. Everybody don't want to talk about the mall. We all know the mall is a long way off, but it could be an opportunity one day for the mall, you know? It could be an opportunity for other pieces of property redeveloping, you know? Or new development, infill development, where you have like parking lots now where they may want to do something else, or maybe there's an entertainment district, or maybe there's some hotels where we could capitalize on some additional lodgings tax that would come back to the township to support services, you know, because, you know, the police department and the fire department still provide those services to the NCA, right? To the parcels that are in the NCA. So, you know, it could be a very powerful tool to help.
Does the public get to vote on these, on
The Board of Trustees, so the developer has to petition, the owner of the property has to petition to put the property into the new community authority.
Okay.
So he has to choose, he or she has to choose to do that. And then what they'll do to add property to the new community authority, they'll petition that. And then the board will review the petition, there's several public hearings, and then the property gets put into the new community authority, and then there's some covenants that are recorded that says, hey, there's a new community authority, they can levy different kinds of taxes, like an extra lodgings tax, an income-like tax, a whole bunch of different things that don't apply to most parcels in the township. But people could affirmatively, if they wanted to be a part of it, they could petition to be in it.
But there will be public hearings about
Sure,
those kind of
absolutely,
things.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Meyer. Next up, Mr. DeWitt, come on up, sir. I think we all know your address by heart now, but please go ahead and state your name and address for the record, sir.
Melvin DeWitt, 3902 Banks Road, Union Township, Ohio.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I should have done this last month, however, I had a chance to be away, so I took it.
Okay.
This is in reference to the zoning hearing that was in March. Which one that is not particularly important. But during that meeting, a certain gentleman during the hearing stepped in and started questioning you guys as though you were witnesses. During that hearing, or for any zoning hearing, you are really judge and jury, not witnesses. And you lost control. Mr. Dills, you being the chair,
Sure.
are certainly the face of that. But I think that was, all of you are guilty of letting that get out of control. And I hope that it doesn't happen again. On the other hand, all these numbers that were tossed to win tonight, I need a Venn diagram to follow them. So, congratulations on that. Finally, Mr. Becker, have you ever tried UDF as your cheap dinner? You can get quite filled for under $6 and have your drink besides.
I am embarrassed to admit I did have dinner at UDF one time. It is
There's
true.
nothing to be embarrassed about there. On the other hand, I think maybe all of you ought to learn to cook. And I know somebody that can teach you. He used to teach at the Culinary Institute. So if you need to meet him, let me know.
Mr. DeWitt, I'll say, last month, was it last month? Yeah, I'll tell you, that was my most challenging meeting I've ever had, and I definitely dropped the ball quite a few, I was guilty as charged, and,
They should have prompted you.
no, it was my fault, I'm chairman, and it, because I don't like to be a gavel kind of guy, 5 minutes, bang, you're done. Wrap up your, but I mean, there was a few folks that definitely went 6, 7, 8 minutes, and I try to say, hey, wrap up your thoughts, all good. But couldn't agree more, and I try to look at the agenda and prep myself, but I did not, because that was all public comments, like what you're doing now, and I didn't prepare for an hour and 15 minutes of public comments, or however long, it was pretty long. And I completely agree. I dropped the ball, and I will absolutely do better. You have my word. So appreciate the
I
constructive
know
feedback.
you have listened to me say that you need to listen to the public much more, and you have been doing in the past year or so. You've been doing a lot better.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
So-
But guilty as charged. It's on me. I'm the one that controls it, and
No, I happen to know the gentleman that interrupted you and
yeah.
started challenging you.
That's okay. People are upset, and I get it. It's okay. It's okay. I get it. And so they're personal. It's their personal lives, and I don't take offense to it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. So, but I will. You have my word. I'll do better next time. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
My wife loves that I cook. It's one of my favorite things to do for the family, because I just love to cook for them. Probably about 5 nights out
Okay,
of the
well,
week.
you should teach those two then.
I got into
and
making
improve
soups in
their
the last
diet.
year and a half, so, yeah.
I definitely need to do a new diet plan, that's for sure. Thank you, Mr. DeWitt, appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, okay, Mr. Gary Beach, sir. Good evening, then just state your name and address for the record, sir.
My name's Gary Beach. I live at 4606 Pearl Lane, Batavia, Ohio. First of all, I'd like to compliment the chief and his group who took such diligent care of my house, keeping an eye on it while we was gone on vacation. They did a superb job, and I got the report of everybody who'd been there. Everybody was there once or twice, it seems like, because we was gone for an extended vacation. And my other questions I wanted to discuss last year before we left on vacation. Mr. Taylor and I got together on Eva Lane and Dogwood about some issues over there with drainage and stuff, and we still have the same problems. Water's running out of the ditches, gravel's all over the road, trees need cut back, dead trees need down. Is it property owner's responsibility to cut limbs and stuff that's hanging out over the roadway, or? I don't know. I tried to contact you today, but you must have been busy, so that's just some of the questions I have. And then guardrails on Dogwood, somebody's gonna go through them here before long and end up at a house if they don't get them repaired.
No problem. Mr. Taylor, do you have his information? You do? Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely address it, take care of it. That's not a problem. Yeah.
Okay, well,
yeah.
thank you for your time. And like I said, we got together last October, November, and actually took a ride around and
Yeah.
discussed a lot of things. Another thing I don't know if the department or the township has a inspection outfit that works with what goes on, but you pay the money to have all these roads paved and stuff, and then you let contractors come in, and it looks like nobody pays attention to what they do when they do their open cuts, fixing gas lines, water lines, different stuff. That needs some attention too. I come out of that construction background, then I was in inspection,
Yeah.
and it's lacking. So,
Appreciate that.
thank you
Mr.
for your
Go ahead.
time.
Did you have
I was going to say, so unfortunately, and I know Mr. Beach's frustration because we talked, it was not too long after we had, I guess, resurfaced that or been through there that Duke Energy came through and cut a bunch of potholes. You know, they call it potholing. Went in and did, I don't remember if they were doing valve replacements or something. It's really unfortunate. And, you know, in a perfect world, I think the state legislature should give us the opportunity to make them resurface that road. Unfortunately, that they won't do it.
I mean, if there was some inspection when they're doing the repair, they're just not doing it properly.
Yeah, and so you end up with a wavy kind of patch. And it
Wait, you
doesn't-
got
it's-
holes,
Yeah, it
you got
doesn't
more
hold.
potholes than what,
Right, and so it's really
People would pay.
unfortunate, you know, whenever they go in, and I wish that, you know, it always seems like when you go in and repave, then they want to come back and do it, and it's just, you know, and maybe the answer has to be no, or you're going to resurface. And that's something that I've spent my entire career telling people no, and so I'm used to being a bad guy. I'm not afraid to be a bad guy with Duke Energy, not that they listen to me. But, you know, we'll get back on. I know I spoke to Mr. Taylor about guardrail on Dogwood. There is a failure point. Another resident reported it. We do have to have a specialized crew do that. That's
Right.
not something our guys can go out and do. So we'll have a company come and help us with that. That is on the books. I don't know when it's scheduled. I'll talk to Matt tomorrow about it. And then we'll get our roadside mower out to, is it Eva? Is that the street?
Eva and Dogwood.
Eva and Dogwood, yep, we'll get it out, we'll hammer it back. I had to do the
But
same
like I
thing in
said,
my
I didn't
yard.
know if that was owner's responsibility to keep trees that's on his property that's out over the,
We try to keep the right-of-way clear, but again, we have 134 miles road.
I
They
understand
try to
that.
make, what, is it one or two passes a year? Two passes a year, but unfortunately, like, you know, right now, it grows quick.
yes, it does.
So, we'll get back out there on those and, get that taken care of for you.
Very good, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Appreciate it.
Have a good evening.
And last one I got is Ms. Rosemary McLeod. How are you? Ms. McLeod, just state your name and address for the record, please.
Rosemary McLeod, 4510 Dominic Drive, Batavia, Ohio.
Yes, ma'am, please. The floor is yours. 5 minutes, please.
So one thing, I've heard that there's going to be an extra $5 put on our license plates. You don't know what's true or not. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, that is true.
So,
Yes.
and that's just Union Township residents, I guess, so,
And businesses, correct.
businesses.
Correct.
The other question I have, I mean, there's been a lot of discussion about short of funds. I know that we just got, or at least it was reported on TV, that we got quite a chunk of money from the dispensaries, and that there should be more coming. Can some of that be used for some of these shortfalls in money? Or
Yeah,
where's
absolutely.
that money going?
So the $5 plate fee, just so you know, Ms. McLeod, is going to that man over there, Mr. Taylor, for the roads. That's to help with our service department.
Okay.
And then as far as the dispensary dollars, I mean, I'll throw it over to Mr. Wright in just a moment, but was it 750 grand is what we got?
Yeah, so we received a one-time tranche from the state of Ohio in the amount of $750-something thousand. That constituted more than a year of I think it was like more than a year of sales from when the dispensaries opened to where the state legislature finally appropriated the money to send it to us.
Right.
So that was a one-time kind of tranche or bucket that came to the township, significant revenue, absolutely. That's receipted into the general fund. The general fund is separate from the voted millage levies with police and fire. General fund is administration, which is actually a pretty small component, zoning, which is a fairly small component. The bulk of your general fund expenses are roads, cemeteries, and parks. It's a service department. And they operate with no voted millage outside of, I think we have a mill, is it a mill for road and bridge? Is that correct, Mr. Campbell? And we have 0.8 of a mill on the general fund side. That's it. So that money predominantly is used to subsidize those operations to offset that, because we have the TIF and the JED and the voted millage for the fire and police.
And I don't mean to be ignorant, but I don't know what TIF and JED is.
TIF is tax increment financing.
Okay.
So those are pilot payments. That's called payments in lieu of taxes. The TIF, the tax increment financing district properties pay, that come to the township. We distribute a significant portion of that to the schools and/or the joint vocational school district. And then we retain on average, about 45% of those revenues to make improvements, infrastructure improvements, support police and fire, do all those other things with that. JED means Joint Economic Development District. We have 9 of them now. That is a special taxing district that is formed in combination with either a village or a city. We have 8 of those districts with the city of Milford, 1 with the village of Batavia. The biggest one we have is Ivy Point JED. That generates the most significant revenue, followed by, I'd say, Jungle Gyms, the West Claremont High School, and I think the former high school site, what do we call that, Mr. Campbell? Is that the Glen Estee one? So those are the 4 biggest ones. Hamilton Safe is that's the round bottom JED down on the north side of the township. That's starting to generate significant revenue as well because of job growth in that area. So again, those are probably our 4 or 5 biggest. The other ones are smaller JEDs, I think. That's pretty accurate?
You did a good
Yeah,
job.
that's good.
But basically, we just try to come up with different tools that can generate revenue, so we don't have to go back, because this board is against property taxes. We don't want to do it, so we try to figure out, and Mr. Wright's a genius at figuring out different tools to come up with different revenue, so we don't ever have to go back to the voters for a levy. And so tonight was about, hey, do we want to put a levy up or not, because some of those tools aren't supplying enough money for that, so, yeah, if that makes sense, yeah.
I
But,
guess.
yeah.
I have one more question
Yes,
that I
ma'am.
forgot to put on there. So my property backs up to Tilltown Road where Redwood is. Redwood, I've heard, isn't going to continue developing, so I've heard, and going to sell. At one point, part of that property had to stay natural. So if they sell to housing development, can they then use the whole thing, or do we have to go back to the original agreement? Or does anybody even know?
I haven't heard Redwood selling, but have you heard, is Redwood selling?
I have not heard that they were selling. In fact, my understanding was they were going to advance phase 2.
They are, okay.
Now, I had, which is on the books. Now, they have to adhere to the requirements of the plan. Nobody
Okay.
can build different than what's on the plan, and there's a significant kind of natural green belt that runs through there.
Yes.
With the creeks and the lake and all that. Notably, the one thing that, because the second phase is much smaller than the first phase, there will not be a cross connection over the creek
Right.
because of the environmental impact of that. So it'll be reduced in that on the schoolhouse side, so you won't have people, another Village Glen kind of thing, McGuffey thing where they're zipping across.
Right.
But my understanding is they're moving forward. I had not heard that they're selling.
I know, about a year ago, I talked to a manager over there, and she said that they wasn't doing well renting there, and they didn't know, but, that's her talking a year ago. But my concern was if it sold to a housing development, could they end up changing what the original plan was?
They would have to come back to the board to do that.
And, okay, and I'll be at that meeting if that happens.
I don't think it'll happen, but if it does, absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Ms.
for your
McLeod.
time.
All right, good comments tonight. Anyone else? Last call. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to our department reports. And the first one will be our fire chief for our fire and emergency services. Chief Clemens, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dills. In the month of April, the fire department responded to 177 fire and service calls, 552 EMS details, had patient contact with 479 patients, and transported 383 patients. The fire department completed 1,339 hours of training, took part in 15 public education details, excuse me, hosted ride time with local EMT and paramedic students for a total of 70 hours, completed 146 life safety inspections, and 19 building inspections with the Claremont County Building Department. And that concludes my report.
Vice Chairman?
Nothing.
Mr. Logue?
No, thank you. Thanks, Chief.
Chief, good job. Love the turnout. Whenever you have a new hire or promotion, you always have a good turnout, so appreciate that. With our police department, Chief Reese, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dills. In the month of April, the dispatch center handled 5,235 calls for service, processed 550 juvenile or adult court-related documents, handled 109 court notices requiring officers' appearance in court, processed 1 vendor permit, handled 163 records requests, and redacted 44 body camera videos. In the area of operations, our officers in the month of April took 320 incident reports, 81 crash reports, conducted 431 traffic stops, issued 142 citations, 295 written warnings, made 65 criminal arrests, 74 traffic arrests, and served 56 warrants. Our Honor Guard participated in one event in the month of April. That was the annual Yellow Ribbon Map Mopping event at the Oasis in Loveland. And in the month of April, our officers and staff attended 296 total hours of training. And that concludes my report, sir.
Mr. Becker?
No, good.
Mr. Logue?
No, good. Thank you, Chief.
Chief, just real quick, I love this. So traffic stops, 431, citations issued, 142. And if my math is correct, it's about a 39% ratio of tickets that we give out compared to traffic stops. So I don't like over-policing. I do think people should be given grace occasionally, and so clearly we're doing that. So just want to say good job there. All right, next department is our Service Department Director, Mr. Taylor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dills. In the Cemetery Division from April 1st through the 30th, 20 burials were performed, generating $12,000. 33 resident graves were purchased, generating $23,100. 8 non-resident graves for $13,600. And 8 columbarium niches for $12,000. The total amount generated for the period was $67,788.25. In the Parks Division, weekly mowing and trimming and landscape maintenance continues on all townships and buildings in our parks. And in the Road Division, a total of 81 potholes were filled over 14 streets, and a total of 33 work orders were completed on multiple township roads. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Becker?
No, good.
Mr. Logue?
I'm good, thank you.
Good job, Mr. Taylor. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, hey, I saw that we had opened Klepper Park, the splash pad.
Yes, sir, today.
It's great news. Good. Okay, good.
Mr. Wright drove through there. He said somebody was actually in it.
Mr. Wright, did you get in it?
No.
I thought it was maybe Mr. Becker.
No. I bet the water was chilly 45 to 50 degrees coming out of there.
Yeah, that's fantastic. What are the hours that we have that going on and off? Any idea?
I think it's 7 to 7.
Okay.
I think it's what it is. I know it opens at 7, and I think it's 7 p.m.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Appreciate it. All right, planning and zoning, interim, this will be your last time, right?
It is.
Yeah. Sure. Mr. Wright, go ahead, take it over.
Thank you, sir. So again, you'll see on the back page of the report, double-sided, there's a year-over-year comparison on permit activity. For 2026, we handled 27 inspections, 33 complaints, 8 of which were unfounded, 17 warning citations, 5 15-day non-compliance letter, 1 30-day violation letter, 13 items resolved administratively, illegal signs removed, we had 311 of those, and 11 miscellaneous issues, 12 existing violations re-inspected, and 1 nuisance filed. And a lot of that you don't see the work behind the scenes. We've had a couple of nuisance structures that we've been dealing with that are pretty significant. So kudos to Mr. Berkey for that. Regarding commercial or permit activity, 4 new commercial permits, 6 changes of use, 9 signed permits, 7 single-family home permits. We had a couple of deck permits, a lot of accessory buildings, 13, and 11 pools and fences. 54 permits for the month, $15,795 revenue total. That concludes my report.
Vice Chairman? Mr. Luke?
No, good, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wright, and you can continue on, sir.
Thank you, sir. And again, I'll be brief. We got a lot to cover on the agenda tonight. So just want to give the board an update. We are underway on engineering on the old 74 systemic safety sidewalks with ODOT. That's 80/20. They're paying on that, on the engineering. We are applying for STBG money for the I-Colts pedestrian improvements, which will start where the county left off and get us as far as we can to down to Ivy Point and Eastgate Boulevard. We've also presented to ODOT for systemic safety grant funding. We'll now await to see if we were funded. We've submitted a CDBG sidewalk grant for additional sidewalks in Summerside, as this area is eligible because the county has elected to not fund 2 years in a row Mount Carmel Park applications, so we're going to pivot in that. Access control upgrades continue. You'll see a purchase order related to that. We have commenced with the SID to advance the culvert lining project at Miami View Trail. My understanding is that's close to completion, Mr. Taylor. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yep, that's been quite an operation. The new cemetery fees take effect tomorrow. The new community authority held its first organizational meeting. We have commenced on the ODOT Safe Routes to School Travel Plan. We've achieved the easements for the Elmont Drive and Old 74 project. Thank you to Lisa for making that happen with the property owners. We have at Summerside, if you think back with the arrangement we have with the school to dispose of excess property, that is moving forward. There is a JED contract hearing tonight for an amendment to the language with the city of Milford. Work continues to fill the IT position. Unfortunately, that's been a tough position for us to fill, so we're kind of back to the drawing board. We have a TIF developer agreement for First Watch, the Bonnell Hill site that'll pay for some improvements to Glen Estee Road, very similar to the other deals that we've worked to achieve that infrastructure upgrade. I've requested authorization to transfer several different parcels that are subject to economic development projects. We have an item to consider for the board tonight for special use vehicles. We have a real problem with people behaving poorly on quarter-acre and half-acre lots with motorbikes, UTVs. We have one property in particular where they've turned the backyard into a dirt track. It's unbelievable. Chief Reese and that's probably not the only one, it's just the only one that is actively being complained about. So, a couple of disposal resolutions, 2 TIF agreements for the board to approve this evening, a junk motor vehicle nuisance declaration, and a lot of high grass nuisance complaint declaration. So, happy to answer any questions you have.
Vice Chairman?
No.
Mr. Luke?
No, thank you.
Okay. Good job, Mr. Wright. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. We have 2 public hearings tonight, and let's go ahead and, is that you, Mr. Wright, are you presenting this one?
Yes, sir, I'm happy to present
All
this
right.
one, and I'll just point out to the board, there's no action to be taken other than opening and holding and closing the public hearing this evening.
So we're not voting on this at all?
Not tonight, no,
Okay,
sir.
fair enough.
You cannot vote on it until the city of Milford has their public hearing.
Okay.
So,
This is for the city of Milford.
this is for
Jen.
the Joint Economic Development District Number 1, sir.
All right, so go ahead and present and I'll open it.
So this is a simple contract amendment. It actually deletes a parcel because you can't amend the JED agreement while there are electors residing in the JED. Why are there electors residing in the JED? That is at the Clover Senior Apartments. Clover Senior Apartments was originally supposed to be something else. That project was subsequent to that, and it was permitted because the prior JED language did not include any of the mixed-use multifamily language in it. The current JED contracts do. Ivy Point JED was the first JED contract, and say we may only have one or two of these that don't have the new language in them. So this is an amendment to authorize the addition of applicability to persons working, net profits of the business, and persons residing in any mixed-use development located within the Ivy Point JED. We're literally just expanding the opportunity to collect tax to people who might reside in the JED at some point in the future. This is just really kind of a housekeeping item. And then in order to do this, we have to remove the existing Clover Senior project, which was, again, supposed to be something else entirely. So that's where we are.
Perfect. Any questions for Mr. Wright? Seeing none, okay. I will go ahead and open this public hearing. Gentlemen, do I have an entertain a motion for the opening of public hearing, Union Township, City of Milford, JED District 1, contract amendment?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Public hearing is open at 7:25 PM.
All right, now's the time. I doubt it, because it's just housekeeping, but is anybody for or against this public hearing for this JED of Milford? Okay, last call. All right, seeing none, gentlemen, I entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
The public hearing is closed with no action, 7:26 PM.
All right, next one, last public hearing is zoning case 495-Z as in Zulu. Mr. Wright?
Thank you, sir, and I'll be brief. This is a very simple PD major amendment, and I almost will blow through the PowerPoint here. Long and the short of it is Mount Carmel Baptist Church was kind of left, they lost a significant part of their portion of their parking due to the 32 improvements. They were able to secure a settlement, and I believe they acquired this with the settlement proceeds from ODOT. And so they're going to put a nice parking lot, gazebo, and kind of some other improvements on that to help sort of restore that, their parking load there. And you can kind of see with the highway improvements, it really hurt them significantly. So again, traditionally, it's been the department's policy to try to hold people harmless on permit items, fences, but for zone changes, administrative modifications, we had to bring it before the board. I think this is as close to a no-brainer slam dunk as there is one, and I'll belabor any other points with that, but the action required is to approve or modify or deny this application for major amendment to the existing PD in case 495Z, and there are several recommendations which are pretty standard for any zoning case that we have. So.
Fair enough. Any questions for Mr. Wright? Great, seeing none. Gentlemen, I'll entertain a motion to open the public hearings for Union Township zoning case 4-95-Z as in Zulu.
So moved.
Second.
And Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Public hearing is open at 7:27 PM.
All right, same thing on this case. If anybody's for or against this church putting a parking lot and a gazebo in, or for or against it. Anyone? Okay. For Roger that. Yeah, you got it. No problem. All right, seeing none, it should be pretty easy, cut and dry. Appreciate you all coming out for the support. Gentlemen, I'll entertain a motion to close public hearings for zoning case 4-95-Z as in Zulu.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
The public hearing is closed at 7:28 PM.
All right, any discussion, Vice Chairman?
I'm all in.
Mr. Logan?
This is great because a couple of years ago now at this rate that one of the members of the church reached out to me. She was, if I recall correctly, teaching one of my kids at one of the local schools and was talking about this issue going on. And I was like, what can you help? Like, what can you do? And so I put her in touch direct. I was like, yes, we can absolutely help. This seems like a, no-brainer. So I'm happy to hear what you've already both said. But got her in touch with the staff up here and just made sure to continue to follow up that, you know, unfortunately, these things take a little bit of time outside of our controls, but, yeah, I'd see some up and down head nods and some smiles, and, you know, there's not a lot of always, the very positive, aspects or rewarding aspects of being able to, where the rubber meets the road with this role and this job, because there's a lot of difficult governance decisions to be made, but this is one where, you know, it's really, really great to be able to help your community, among, you know, the things that we can't control, but do the things that we can control and help you with this. So grateful to see the church thriving and doing well, so.
Good.
Good, thank you, guys.
No problem. No, it's easy, cut and dry. If you'd like, you can reach out to me. I have a handful of asphalt paving companies that I know of. They'll either do this as charity or give you a significant break, because obviously y'all are a nonprofit. So unless you already have yours picked out, then it's all good. So if you need help, all right? All right, gentlemen, I'll entertain a motion for the approval, as presented for Union Township zoning case 4-95-Z as in Zulu.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you.
All right, no old business, new business, our consent agenda. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of our consent agenda, which is the approval of minutes April 14th, 2026, regular meeting minutes, April 14th, 2026, zoning meeting minutes. Item 2 is approval of payments as prepared by our fiscal officer, Ron Campbell. And item 3 is the approval of monthly financial report as prepared by our fiscal officer, Ron Campbell.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, next item is our purchase orders exceeding $15,000. Mr. Wright, you want to take that over?
Thank you, sir. First purchase order is a purchase order for admin. It's really IT. This is the second phase of our security camera replacements and access control upgrades with Mobilecom in the amount of $129,000. Second item is administration. This is a payment to West Claremont Local School District relative to the TIF extension and lease reimbursement for their offices here in the amount of $35,900. We have the purchase order to Purvis Systems Incorporated for the fire department. This is phase 2 of the automated computer-aided dispatch, which is meant to to decrease response times and increase efficiency, not increase response times, right? Yep, we always want them to go down, not up. So, and that's $101,552.70. Next one is fire for Mobilecom for the installation of the Purvis system in the amount of $18,990. And the next item is to Wex Bank for estimated fuel usage in the amount of $80,000. And the last one is for the service department for backflow tractor sales. For the cemetery, a new Kubota zero turn. There are a few places that mow more grass than Mount Moriah Cemetery, and they put the miles on those units. So that is in the amount of $16,046. And I believe did we receive trade on another unit? Is that correct? Perfect.
Good.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, Mr. Becker, any questions for Mr. Wright?
Nope.
Mr. Logue?
No, thank you.
Gentlemen, I'll entertain a motion for the approval, that's my exact word here, sorry, approval of purchase orders exceeding $15,000.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, and Mr. Wright, I'm going to throw a handful of these all over to you, so we'll get ready. The first one is the contract authorization for the TIF.
Sure. This is a developer agreement with Bunnell Hill Development Corporation. This is for the corner lot at Glen Estee and Klepper Lane. Pay for some turn lane improvements, and it's a reimbursement over time. So it's not, it's not really an abatement. They're paying the taxes. We return a portion of that back after we make the schools whole. So pretty similar to some other things we do.
All right, gentlemen, entertain motion for item 2 on the motion agenda, the tax increment finance agreement contract authorization.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Mr. Wright, item 3, purchasing card.
Sure, I'll be real brief. We got an auditor estate purchasing card advisory. Whenever the auditor estate publishes an advisory bulletin, that generally means they're going to audit you on that next year. And so we're amending the policy proactively so that we don't have to listen to them tell us that we should have did what they told us last year. This just deals with convenience fees.
Yep.
Basically, we've addressed it in the policy and said, don't pay them if you can't, if you can avoid them. They're a necessary evil some places. So check with your department head or the township administrator. That's it.
Any questions, Mr. Wright? All right, gentlemen, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of Union Township Purchasing Card and Tax Exempt Policy Amendment.
So moved. Second.
And Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, item 4, motion to transfer property to the economic development purposes. Mr. Wright?
Sure. This is just a motion to authorize transfer of 4476 Eichholz. The second parcel, I'll just read the pins, not the addresses. Parcel 413105A 038, parcel 413105A 164, parcel 413105A 170, parcel 413105A 167, and parcel 413105A 166, and 413105A 168 to the Union Township Community Improvement Corporation for facilitating the sale and transfer of property for economic development purposes and authorizing the execution of any documents relative thereto. This is just a housekeeping issue. Most of these were transferred via quitclaim deed by the TID to the township as a result of overbuy from the Eichholz project about 6 years ago.
Got it.
So,
Any questions, Mr. Wright? Gentlemen, I entertain a motion for the approval of transfer of property economic developers purposes, and I will read these addresses very quickly. 4476 Eichholz, 0 Eichholz, 4484 Eichholz, and 4486 Eichholz. It looks like it's it.
they're just the several parcel numbers is listed there. So-
Okay, yeah, I was trying to skip that, but I reckon I'll read them. The 413105, A is an alpha 038, 413105, A is an alpha 164, 413105, A is an alpha 130, 413105, A is an alpha 167, and 413105, A is an alpha 166, and the last one's 413105, A is an alpha 168.
You got a 170, sir.
Which one? 7. Oh, I didn't say that one?
Nope.
Oh, also including 413105, A is an alpha 170.
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Second.
All right, discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dill?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next item looks to be very similar, correct?
Yes, sir. Very similar. These
All
are
right.
parcels on Glen Estee, Withamsville. These are parcels currently in the township's possession that need to be transferred to the CIC.
Perfect. Gentlemen, entertain a motion for the transfer of economic development purposes. I'm just going to read the PIN numbers. 414-220.001, 414-220.002, and that is it.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, special purchase, vehicle regulations, home rule, township resolution. And did you want us to discuss that, Mr. Wright?
Sure, I just wanted to present this to the board for their consideration. So I didn't spring this on you. So we've got issues with people riding motocross bikes, dirt bikes, UTVs, ATVs, three-wheelers, four-wheelers, maybe five-wheelers, I don't know, on all manner, shape, and size of property. And as you can, these things are very ubiquitous now. You can go to Lowe's and buy one. You can go to Home Depot and buy one. They sit them out in the parking lot. Every time I go to Lowe's, my son wants to go sit on them or whatever. And that's all fine and dandy, as far as, using them for maintenance of property, snow removal, super convenient, right? We have developed problems where we have people in these platted subdivisions, think quarter acre, third of an acre, half acre lots, where they're literally letting their kids ride these gas-powered, they used to be like Kawasaki 250s when I was a kid, I guess, like little dirt bikes, just round and round and round and round and round for hours and hours and hours on that. The problem is the zoning process takes forever because it has to go through common pleas if they sort of thumb their nose at us. We have to deal with the mercy of the court system, common pleas. The judges down there have a very busy docket. I do not want to overload people, the court system with, except for the worst of the worst. And the problem is the police department has very limited recourse right now to address these on private property. Is that correct, sir? Correct. So what this does is a home rule township is we have the ability to set ground rules on these and levy civil fines that go to municipal court. Proposed legislation, working with the law director's office, basically saying that you can't do this in a platted subdivision. You can do it on lots larger than 2 acres. You get exemptions for maintenance, normal maintenance activity, like you want to haul some gravel around your backyard with your UTV, you want to push some snow out of your driveway. What you cannot do is ride it around in a circle over and over and over again for 5 to 10 hours. So this would establish fines. There's a process to adopt this. We'd have to post it. It puts hours of operations on there, sets some rules around riding areas, what those have to look like, and would just, get the board's direction as to whether you're interested in pursuing this or not interested in pursuing this. I can have this queued up for the next meeting.
Good. Vice Chairman, what are your thoughts?
Not just yes, but hell yes.
I agree. Mr. Wright, Chief, do you have any idea as far as, I'm sorry, I did not throw it over to you. I'm sorry, Mr. Logan, please. I was there a second.
I'd like to hear, what's in our capability. I know that, it's, I don't know what the chief is able to do also with the roadways and neighborhoods and stuff, because, these parents, I don't know if it's just an education campaign or what, but, these kids are gonna get killed, literally. I don't know about what you guys see. It's not only just the backyards, but it's, going 25, 35 down suburban streets on these crazy little vehicles. They're either electric or gas, or it doesn't matter. But, it's literally just a matter of time before someone's killed. No one wants that. No one wants that, so.
Plus, I can't imagine a dirt bike in my backyard for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That'd be
But,
annoying.
so maybe I'm addressing a broader concern there, the streets as well, but, yeah.
We've got obviously authority on the streets. The vehicles have to, have regulated, they have to be licensed, they have to be driven by a licensed driver, they have to be street worthy. So we have some power there, but in the backyards, it's private property, it's more of a disturbance to the people that live behind them than anything.
Maybe for next month, when you present this, Mr. Wright, just like to know the order of, penalties. The first one, a slap on the wrist, warning, the second, third, fourth tier, fifth tier, what happens and how much?
We have those in the resolution. So you have $100 first offense, $500 second offense in 12 months, third offense is $1,000 in 12 months. Those
Third
are-
offense in a 12-month calendar year?
Yes, and then each additional offense is $1,000 after that,
No way.
12 months. And I know our officers are great about issuing warnings to people.
I'd like to say the first, well, I guess you use it as discrepancy, but I like an actual warning before we throw the $100 fine on, to be step one, but, if you give them a warning citation, oh, okay, UT's serious, okay, all right, and then 100, that's my thoughts. What do you think?
Well, you do what makes the most sense. Of course, be a warning before you start fining people. I'm just thinking in terms of, my heart goes out to these people that want some peace and quiet. And then they hear these, this herd of chainsaws going on in their backyards. And, it's ridiculous. These things, if you're going to be using them for recreational purposes, which is fine, they're not intended to be done recreationally in subdivisions. They need to be out on farms, out in the woods someplace. And as Mr. Rice pointed out, there's legitimate uses for, moving snow, moving gravel. That's not recreational. So yeah, whatever we need to do to put this into effect, I'm all in.
Cool. One good thing is listed on iPads. you know, but all good. I think you got the board's temperature. Sure. So if you want to bring it next month, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, legislative agenda. All right, gentlemen, we have 9 items, and you just stop me, interrupt me if you would like Mr. Wright to explain. Most of these are pretty self-explanatory. So legislative agenda, item C. So the first item is Resolution 2026-30. It's the disposal of township property. It's Union Township Fire Department Tahoe insurance settlement. Basically, looks like we're disposing of the 2023 Chevy Tahoe that was involved in an accident. And I'll have a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, item 2, Resolution 2026-31, resolution authorizing same thing, dispose of obsolete property, 2017 Ford Explorer.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, third item is Resolution 2026-32, resolution authorizing the continuation of the natural gas aggregation program.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion is, I hate this, but we have to do it. Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, item 4, Resolution 2026-33, the Union Township 2026 amended road resurfacing declaration.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And then, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna throw this one over to you, the Briar Hill, TIF.
Sure, this puts another 2.5 acre TIF into play along Glen Estee. Again, this has already been approved by the school district. It's a make-whole TIF. All the notices have been put out, and pretty standard stuff.
Perfect, okay. Gentlemen, I'll entertain a motion for, or did you have any questions, Mr. Wright? None? Okay, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of Resolution 2026-34, the Briar Hill Glen Estee TIF Agreement District.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, item 6, the Resolution 2026-35. I'll entertain a motion for this approval for the disposal of township property, let's say property, vehicles, and equipment.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And Mr. Wright, again, I'll throw it to you for the Omni Drive TIF.
Sure. So this is related to a repeal of a prior TIF district that was sort of a set clock. It was a time clock TIF. That's what I call them. I call them time, 30 years over on Omni, where we had 2 parcels. We actually rescinded that TIF. If the board remembers that resolution rescinding that, this will put everything in a TIF back there. So to go ahead and do that way, and these will be springing, it'll come on when certificates are issued or when COs are issued. So it's just kind of a strategy to reposition that area.
Perfect, sir. Any questions, Mr. Wright? No. All right, gentlemen, entertain the approval for Resolution 2026-36, the Omni Drive redevelopment tax increment TIF.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, item 8, Resolution 2026-37, I'll entertain a motion for this, the approval for a nuisance vehicle abatement resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, guys, I am going to read off these addresses here. This is, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of Resolution 2026-38, nuisance abatement resolution. It's for 4819 Clatt Road, 794 Pickett Way, 4496 Pearl Lane, 598 Clough Pike, 699 McCormick Lane, 470 Glen Rose Lane, 4552 Forest Haven Lane, 4639 Eastgate Boulevard, 434 Barbara Lane, 4068 Ponder Drive, and 3944 Banks Road.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Did you drive by these, Mr. Becker?
No.
Okay, it's a
Too
lot.
many of them.
Mr. Bricky's busy. Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, comments from the board. Vice Chairman, you're up.
Mr. Chairman, I have a bit of a cold, and my voice is raspy. I have 5 items here I'd like to briefly cover, none of which are food-related, you might be pleased to know.
Very surprised.
So, first off, the listening bench lady, she's back. She took off the winter for obvious reasons. So, her schedule's Monday and Wednesdays from 10 to noon in Veterans Park. She's on the bench facing the lake. Her only rule is don't confess to any crimes. However, Chief Reese will be happy to hear those confessions. I get a lot of questions about the construction activity that's going on up by the Audi store. It is a Bibi Bop Asian Grill and a First Watch and Child Care Center that's getting built. I want to make a comment about the recent election. First off, I want to just say a word about Greg Gentile. He called me to congratulate me on the victory. This was for county auditor. And, you know, I have only nice things to say about Mr. Gentile. He's a stand-up guy. He's very honorable. He's first class, and I'm very much looking forward to working with him 10 months from now in the auditor's office. And kind of related to that as a housekeeping item, my intention is to tender my resignation as a trustee effective March the 7th, 2027, because by statute, the new auditor takes effect or takes office, I want to say it's the second Monday in March, so that would be March 8th, 2027. And the last thing I have, Mr. Chairman, and also related to the election, you know, there's cheering from the one side in every election, and you know, moans and groans from the other. I don't like to see people hurting, and I know there's a lot of people hurting in Batavia, specifically in the auditor's office. And so I ask that prayers go out to those people. Thank you, Chairman. That's all I have.
Well said. Mr. Lloyd? John, congratulations on auditor-elect. It's exciting times. I'm a little sad because I don't want to lose you up here at the dais. But fortunately, we got a long runway here over the next, as you call, 10 months.
Almost 10 months.
Long time to go. A lot more positive actions to get done for the township and the people of Union Township. So again, congratulations, Mr. Auditor-elect.
Thank you.
If that's right to go ahead and say. I know the November ballot has to occur, but I don't know what opposition, is.
No Democrat filed. So
Okay.
My name's the only name on the ballot in November.
Well, there we go. Okay. All right, thanks for the clarification on that. Yeah, congratulations again. So, one little quick point I wanted to give a plug on. We just passed the resolution, as Mr. Wright was bringing up, for the, which one was it there? Which number was that? I'm sorry. Motion agenda, item 3, the township purchase card and tax exempt policy amendment. I want to ask, the board members, Mr. Wright, as staff, I want your guys' support, but I'd like for Mr. Wright to take a look at, there's a program, a purchase card company called Ramp, and they utilize a lot of artificial intelligence to basically be able to have physical cards and virtual cards. If something does not fall in line with our purchase card policy, it takes that purchase card policy that we just passed tonight, it basically incorporates it into the operating system and processes. And if someone wants to take their virtual card or physical card and make a purchase and it doesn't fall in line with our policy that we passed, it blocks it at the point of sale. It saves taxpayers money. It's like live auditable on the spot, which I think moves us in a new direction. And probably one of the big kickers that I like out of it, just another jurisdiction, as they've been pushing into the local government space. The city of Mount Vernon, anyway, they stated that they've gone from several hours of reconciliation, when you gotta like match receipts to purchases, policy, et cetera, down to minutes, because utilizes artificial intelligence, and you really get velocity, and you get to be more or less have that better transparency and visibility into the decision loop that occurs. So I like that, and I like where the direction of that could potentially go, like referencing bringing more AI-type tools into local governments, I think is gonna be a place that we can actually keep services high while costs come down. So, gonna support. You guys like the idea? We can ask Mr. Wright to maybe dig into a little bit of that, get some demos, or,
Sure.
Sure.
Well, I'll have to work with Mr. Campbell on it while I'll sit in my office or the conference room.
okay, all right, thank you.
Perfect. The, Mr. Becker, same, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll tell you, I was, I had a feeling you were going to win, but not by 11 points. And that tells you, because I didn't know how you were going to do in the eastern half of the county. I thought, Union and Miami would be a win for you, but well done. And then, yeah, I think you'll be a fine auditor. You're fair in all that you do, whether it's your team or not your team. I think you're always been fair. And like you said, Greg's good people as well. So,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, what was it? Gene Schmidt and Claire Corcoran on the 2 contested races? I think so, right? Yeah, so, locally. So, yeah, congratulations to them as well. You always talk about personal food. I told my son, because I didn't think he was going to, he plays for Midland Baseball, and I promised him I would give him a shout out if he did this, because I'm trying to encourage him and motivate him. And he pitched. He's 8-9. It's an 8-9 league select team, and so you're limited on your pitch count, for being so young. And he pitched. He got the last game was 8 strikeouts in 2 innings, and his last game was 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So okay, so there's my shout out to him, and I promised him I would. So he'll go back on YouTube and watch it. So my son Gunner. But that is all I got. All right, I got. Gosh, this is the part where I wish I was Mr. Logan, could read really fast. All right, upcoming events, Park Recreation's meeting the Wednesday, May 13th at 5 p.m. right here in the Civic Center. Union Township Residential Voucher Program in partnership with Rumpke is now underway. Hey, Mr. Taylor, any issues at all? I'm putting you on the spot. Any issues at all with that, since Junk Days is gone?
No, it's, in the beginning, we had obviously a rush and just getting everybody through it, but I think now it's kind of, everybody's hitting the groove. It's been very popular. People enjoy it because they go whenever they want to go.
Cool. Okay, good. Yeah, I had two friends of mine call me. They're like, what in the world, are we not doing Junk Days? I'm like, no, we put it out there, we announced it as best we could. But no, okay, fantastic. Make sure you don't have any issues at all. So pick up the voucher at our service department, and then you go to Rumpke whenever you get a chance, on your timing. Union Township Zoning Commission will meet Wednesday, May 27th, 7 p.m., right here. Union Township Board of Zoning Appeals will meet Thursday, June 4th, at 7 p.m., right here in this building as well. And our next regular business meeting is scheduled for the second Tuesday of the month, which will be June 9th. Actually, let me pause there. Mr. Red, are we wanting to put on the agenda now or for a working session?
I believe in the reorganization meeting minutes, there's something in there about, is it the 4th Tuesday? But I would just ask the board, if that works for the board, it would be, pull up my calendar. Actually, what am I doing? I have one sitting right in front of me.
20.
We got a zoning commission meeting on the 27th. We could look at the 26th. Is that the the day after Memorial Day, though? That's sort of, if you wanted to push it to the 28th, which is a Thursday, we could do that.
Are you traveling? Either day is fine. And for me, Mr. Logan, Mr. Becker, we're looking at the week of Memorial Day week. Your green light, are you green light, Mr. Logan?
What date?
Well, it would either be the 26th, because we have a zoning commission meeting scheduled for the 27th. Memorial Day is the 25th. So we have the 26th, which is a Tuesday, or we have the 28th, which is a Thursday. I could push it another week and a half, but I mean, that doesn't give us a lot of time to prep stuff, so.
I think we should pick a day that week.
I think 26 works.
26? Mr. Becker, it's the day after Memorial Day, it's Tuesday, you good?
Wide open.
All right, green light, you wanna do for 26? And then, just for housekeeping, we don't need to vote on that, we can just put
You
it
can
out,
just
announce it.
announce that the board will have a work session
All right.
on 5/28, is that correct, Mr. Campbell?
5/26.
5/26, I'm sorry, 5/26,
And the item of discussion is the safety
Tuesday.
services levy.
yes,
Any other items we should put on there at all?
not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Is it safety services levy is the working session, and like levy, or is it safety services? Yeah, just levy.
And now, this is, if we decide to move forward, Mr. Wright, is that a fire levy and a police levy, or is it safety services?
No,
levy?
it's actually safety services
Okay.
now. There was a provision in ORC, it's on my notes somewhere. What's the statute, 5705?
But we can combine them, that's all I'm saying.
Yes,
Okay.
something, yeah, you can combine the two of them now.
All right.
There was some legislation that passed that you couldn't, and then they fixed that, now you can again, so.
All right, good deal. Okay, perfect. So Tuesday after Memorial Day. Perfect. Let's see. Union Township's annual family catch and release event is Saturday, May 16th at Klepper Park. Registration begins at 9 a.m. near the Klepper Park Pond, followed by catch and release fishing from 9:30 to 11. The annual catch and fish event will occur rain or shine. The next CPR AED training provided by our fire department is Saturday, May 23rd, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Following the training, participants will receive a certification from the American Safety and Health Institute. Registrations is on the township website. Farmers Market and Summer Concert Series kicks off Friday, June 5th. The Farmers Market is held on Fridays from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Civic Center from June 5th through September 11th, including June 19th and July 3rd, which are holidays. Excluding June 19th and July 3rd, which are holidays. A wide range of products, including beef, poultry, produce, sauces, honey, baked goods, milk, eggs, plants, and much more will be available. There you go, Mr. Becker. You got your food to cook at your house. And then I remember. The summer concerts will be held at the Civic Center Amphitheater right behind us on Fridays, June 5th, June 12th, June 17th, June 24th, and July 31st. I said July 24th and July 31st. Concerts begin at 7 p.m. More details available on our website. And gentlemen, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Campbell, roll call.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Logue?
Yes.
Mr. Dills?
Yes.
We're adjourned at 8:01 PM.
Thanks for everyone coming out tonight. Appreciate you.